Ooh, what's up,
Hey,
Bruce?
what's
What's up with?
happening, Daryl?
Hey, man. We want to welcome everybody to another special edition of Music is the Key. Right now, I got Bruce sitting right here with me. We're getting ready to have some fun, man. Bringing our brothers over from Q Point. But what's been going on with you, Bruce? You had a good weekend? Had last time we all got
Um,
down?
yeah, man, celebrating some birthdays, celebrating my wife and her twin birthday over the
Okay.
weekends out of town, and I actually happened to stumble upon a record down in LaGrange, Georgia, of all places, at the Goodwill. So, yeah, man, it was a good weekend, and I'm rejuvenated, fresh, and ready to go. How about yourself, man?
Hey, man, I feel good. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I do over the weekends because I like to keep a mystery about myself. But right now, what I'm getting ready to bring on, in other words, I did nothing, boys and girls. That's basically what that meant. Uh, I'm getting ready to bring our good brothers from the Q Points podcast here.
You.
Let's bring on good brother J Ray and brother Sir Daniel. What's going on,
Hey,
y'all?
hey, hey,
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey,
hey.
what's going on, everybody?
Doing all right. How you brothers doing today?
Hey, I'm excellent.
Yo, same, and grateful and happy to be here, y'all. Thank y'all so much for having us over on the show. We get to play records.
Cross
Yeah.
promotion in this thing. I'm gonna run this a little. I'm gonna see something. I'm gonna see something. We're gonna bam. Okay, yeah. Got the
Let's
cross
switch it up a
promotion
little
going on in this
There,
thing.
there you go,
You
tic
see how
tac
my
toe.
mind, y'all know how my
bit.
mind work.
Thinking all the time.
Like the
Tell
Listen,
us
Black
what.
y'all.
Brady Bunch.
Can I say this, Daryle? The last time I seen you,
That's right.
you were you were at Eye Lounge and you were being Nacho Libre with the mask on. You came through and surprised everybody. It was like, who is that? Who is that?
Nice.
Then I
Hey,
was like, oh, y'all don't know who that is?
that's
Come
my
on,
guy
Yeah.
you gotta know
Zero,
who that
man.
is.
When Zero comes out, it's something special. You know what I'm saying? Zero, but Zero is like in his planet right now. So he only left me with the mask, but he told me whenever I need him, he's right here. So
Wow,
Oh, the
love to Zero.
legendary evenings.
superhero
Legendary evenings.
powers.
Love to Zero. Well, you know what, man? It was very good seeing you that last time that we all convened. That was right before COVID. That literally was right before COVID because that was February 2020. I had been sick that entire month. Yes, it
That was
was.
February.
Wow.
I thought he was even
I was
further
sick
back
that whole 2020 and I almost not made that trip. So
Wow.
that's what was that whole thing about that. Come to find out, I had the same symptoms of COVID when I came down there.
Dang, so you
I
was
was just
spreading.
in
Wow.
the
That was a
cough
super
stage.
spreader evening.
Yeah,
That was a super spreader. We didn't even know.
We
And
ain't
we
even
didn't
know.
even know.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah. I just thought I had the flu. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally thought I had the flu and almost. That's why everything was so backed up when I saw you all because we were just flying in, like
Okay.
literally
Damn.
just flying in. And as soon as we walked in, we were told, "Oh man, we're gonna be up there at 10." Yeah, it was like 9 or 10. And then as soon as I got in, it was like, "Yo, come on!" And I'm like, "What is
Yeah,
going
you
on?"
came straight to the stage,
Straight
did your
to the
thing, mic
stage.
drop, and we're
And then
straight.
I went straight up out of there. I said hi to everybody, and I had to bounce. Tell us
And
about the Q Points podcast, man.
Yeah,
I
give
really
us a little
want
something.
everybody because we'll get on me, and I'll be somewhere else.
so Q points, J Ray, and first of all, J Ray and I have known each other close to a decade now.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
And one thing that we've always connected over is music,
Hmm.
the history of music, especially black music.
Yep.
Mm.
And so we decided, that we are going to take our skills, our knowledge, and just create a format, a platform for where we could talk about, have meaningful discussions
Hmm.
about black artists and black art, and just have a good time talking about it, but not be a gossip blog or anything, but just to be, have really deep conversations and possibly let some people know some information that they didn't know, and possibly put them on to some artists that really made an impact in the past, and give them some flowers. Well, I'm all about giving people their flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always been pretty cool like that. J Ray, what you got to say? I see it on your face.
No, I think one of the beautiful things about us deciding to do Q points together is that we were doing we were doing something individually that had the crossover of feeling like what Q Points eventually became. You know, of course, DJ Sir Daniel was working on Wild Girl Wednesdays. I was working on a project called the Black Music Mixtape, and we were both dealing with Black music history in kind of this way of trying to engage folks in having these dialogues. So the beautiful thing was we kind of saw each other and then had the conversation. And I feel what I'm so grateful for and thankful to you, Daryle and Bruce, for having us on is because it's the same thing, right? Seeing what other folks are doing and ways to be able to come together to do something collectively. So, yeah, that's how we kind of made Q Points come together.
Well, we getting ready to come together beautifully with this music, man. I think nobody could set this moment off better than our good brother Bruce Phillips right there. Bruce has the sultry, smooth, mellow voice. He has the nicely coiffed beard, and he's
I haven't
ready.
had a haircut for like 4 weeks, man.
Would you just let me give my intro? And man, take it away, man. Let's have some fun.
First off, I just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here at Music is the Key.
Do
That
that,
is
do that, do
Big
that.
Boy's Barbecue Sauce. Some of the best barbecue sauce around. And just like the slogan says, it is just good. So
I mean,
let me
it's
get
just
that out
good.
the way. All right. Shout out to Big Boy's Barbecue Sauce.
Big Boy.
So the first joint I'm going to be playing today, we're going to cross the seas. Normally I cross the Atlantic, but we're going to cross the Pacific this time. And we're going to go over to Japan with the jazz saxophonist Sadeo Watanabe with his 1978 album, My Dear Life. And the track I'm going to be playing off this is entitled Safari. Just a dope track. It's I don't want to say deep, but it definitely gets me kind of in my thoughts. So let's check it out. Sadeo Watanabe with Safari. Chuck Rainey on bass, Harvey Mason on drums, Dave Grusin on keyboards, and Lee Ritenour on the guitar. Sadeo Watanabe, a little taste of Safari off the 1978 album on Flying Disc Records in Japan. I advise against pulling on Big Dog's tails unless you know that dog. Just saying.
Right. I mean, that was a fact that I feel like everybody should know. You guys agree? How's that record make you
Absolutely.
guys feel, man? You like that?
You don't gotta put them on the spot, if you don't like it. It's cool.
So here's the thing. So like, it's definitely when I think about Bruce and his lane
Yeah.
and what he plays, this is definitely it.
Yeah.
It's gonna put you in a zone, and we need that. We need more of that music that can make you think. Because sometimes I think a lot of us are addicted to the clutter of music. Music is super cluttered now, and this what we're listening to right now is pure.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
what-
word for it.
Word.
And I think picking up on that too, Sir Daniel, I think the beautiful thing, first of all, I was screenshotting the album so that I can remember to go and get it. And what I was listening to was who was playing on the record. That's the other thing. One, I miss that about music. You know, the idea. That's why I love records so much, because you can like pick them up and see who the players are and then start to connect the dots. Like I'm listening to the players on this and be like, oh my God, like there's so many people playing on this record that I like from other records or even their own work. So yeah, music is beautiful, man.
It is. Some would even say it's the key.
It is the key.
I like what you did there.
You
I
see
like
how
what
you
did
see how he
there.
got that? See how he slid
Yeah.
that in there?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I think this would be fitting if we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it a little different this week. We're gonna go Bruce, and then we're gonna go to our guys from Q Points, and then I'll just round it out. And you. So, which one of my good brothers would like to go next? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Do you want it, Sir Daniel, or do you want it, J Ray? Who want this smoke right now?
Let's send it
Bam.
over to J Ray. Let's
All
send it
right,
over
J
to
Ray. He
I'ma
pointed over there. All
I'ma
right.
go.
He
Okay.
fronted on you. He
So
fronted on you. See how he did to J Ray?
no, it's all good.
I
It's
did
all
the
good.
pass.
So
Like, there you go.
we we
Yeah,
are gonna
you
go. So I need to explain to everybody to how I had to think about this. I had to give myself parameters. So my parameters. I was like, I'm gonna do it by decade. So I was like, wherever I start is where I will end, right? So I'm actually going to start current. So I'm actually going to play a new record. New as in 2021. So Chawa is a second line band out of New Orleans, and their new record is called My People. And I'm in a festive mood, and this record is real black and real. It just makes you feel all the things, but it also has the message in it, which y'all will hear in this tune. So I'm gonna play the first, and y'all can see the record is actually real dope. It's got like colors and stuff on it. So I'm gonna play actually the title single, My People, now.
Oh, that's hard. Look at the screen.
See?
Right? Right. He's stunting right now.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm 6.
Rich people living in paradise. Poor people under the bridge at night. Oh yeah. Most people know what it takes to survive. But my people know how to do it and thrive. Oh yeah. My people, we've been left behind before. My people, devil's knocking on your door. My people said so many had to go. My people, we still here, and one day we gon' all be in the same boat.
Hey. So that joint came out in April. It is Chawa. It's from their new record, which is called My People. The whole record is that beautiful.
That's dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
that joint was dope.
So yeah, I highly recommend that record. Point blank, period.
Man, you got music folks touching in on you. You know, the ologist just hit you with a whew. You know
Peace
what
out,
I'm
brother. Alice.
saying? You blew his brain clean off his head. Woo! You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you see it again for the people who didn't see it in the backside of the class. Woo! I like that. I like that. That was clean. So that's how Q Points is doing. That's how y'all starting off. You know what I'm saying? Y'all starting off bringing swords of truth with you. Okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going
See?
on.
That's why I alley-ooped to him. I was like, oh, I know he got a heat rock for you real quick.
Okay, well then I'm getting ready to alley oop it to you since you put your mans out there like that. Let's go ahead and see what you got. Good DJ,
All right.
Sir Daniel.
So I gotta say that if anybody that's followed me, J Ray mentioned this earlier. I was doing a Twitch broadcast and it was called Wild Girl Wednesdays, and it was dedicated to mostly 99.5% black women in music. And I would do it by genre, decades, all of that good stuff. I have an affinity for women on the mic, girl groups, whatever. So the first record that I pulled is a record from that reminds me of my eighth grade year. It was the turn of the New Jack Swing takeover. And when I think about girl groups that came through that era, this is a group that um, I think could have been big, but didn't go as large. So I'm pulling from the girls' debut, first and only album called "Love Me or Leave Me." Monica Payne, Tara Geether, and Tara. I can't think of her last name right now. You might recognize them if you're a fan of Al B. Shore. They were Al B. Shore's backup singers. They did a lot of writing and producer. Monica Payne is still an industry insider. Too Short's ex at one point, so and she still has her feet in the game. And what I appreciate about them in the '90s, Monica and Terry became Terry and Monica.
Terry and
And-
Monica.
Bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bangers.
I love Terry and Monica. I love and they're out here right now. So yeah, shout out to them.
So I'm gonna hit you with one of my favorite cuts off the album. Again, it might sound a little dated because it's early New Jack Swing. Kyle West on the production. Break it down, Kyle West, and of course, this is one of the groups that Andre Harrell touched and brought to the forefront. Andre Harrell really, had his hand in like the zeitgeist of the moment when it came to New Jack Swing and just hip hop culture in general. So I'm gonna hit you with "Do You Want Me" by the Girls. So we went with the Girls. One thing I was going to say, so they were released on Uptown, but on a Capitol Records imprint. They were like one of the only groups that wasn't like Uptown MCA, which everybody else was on. But, I think once the Good Girls, which was on Motown, came through, they had a bigger machine. So that kind of pushed them out the way. So, yeah, that's my pick for today. Well, first pick off the "Love Me or Leave Me" album, The Girls. And yeah, that's what I'm coming with.
That's dope.
That reminded me so much of 7th, 8th grade that I just felt so good, man. That was very good. And it actually inspired me to jump to, because I didn't know what I was going to spend first, because you guys just intimidated me so much. You did. Just the anticipation of my good brothers from the Q Points podcast coming here and whatever Bruce was going to drop, it made me feel like, what am I going to play? Well, I'm going to kick this thing off with "Real to Real." "Can You Love Me Like She Does," produced by my favorite two producers, Jimmy and Terry. I thought I had a prop or something to pull out, but I guess I don't on the spot. But this is early. This is right around the time I don't think they had quite got kicked out of the time just yet. But this is around that time when they was flying back and forth to Los Angeles to, start doing a little something for themselves. So let's go ahead and get a taste of this thing. Let you see what Early and Jimmy Terry production sounded like.
You know I got a girl that treats me like a king. Do you think you can do better? Girl, it'll take much more than words. If you ever want me to forget her, tell me, baby, can you treat me like she does? Feel me, please me like she does. Can you do it? Do you hear me, girl? I know you're a competitor.
That is Real to Real. Can You Treat Me Like She Does? Produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and of course Leon Silvers, as you can hear with that bass. Yeah, that you just know what it was. But he was the one that was actually bringing them into the fold out there, and getting them where they needed to be. So yeah, man. This is how I'm kicking off my day. I see Bruce in bewilderment and pointing over there.
Were they originally on Solar?
Who?
Is that Real to Real or no?
Yeah. They
Is
were.
that
I don't think they were never on Solar. They were never on Solar. It was just a Leon produced group.
there
Who
was
was under Leon is Solar. Pretty much, it was all early house production. But
Yeah.
Real to Real was never on Solar. It's just basically, if you listen, that's a Silver's reference track. If you think about
If you
it,
want try to be
because
fair,
that's
and you love your
I want to say that
you got to show me.
I think that's Foster singing that.
yeah, the vocal arrangements sound just like the older Silver stuff, just with an updated musical backing.
Mhm.
Really,
Yeah.
Leon produced
that's
Real to
crazy.
Real.
Okay, I was gonna
And-
say, because didn't Real to Real have a song called like "Love Me Like This"?
Yeah.
Love me
Yeah.
like this, something like that. And
Yeah.
that's is that the same Real to Real?
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
same group.
Bet.
Yeah,
Word,
it's just
word.
all Leon. Make sure y'all go get that Jimmy and Terry though. Go get it out.
It's
Go
a,
get
it's a really good record. I just
Very.
listened to an interview with Jimmy
Which
and
one?
Terry on NPR. They
Okay.
just did. They were on. I think it's called Bullet Point. Bullet Point, I think is the name of the show.
Okay.
But really diving into the history, telling the true story around how the time thing went down, which was really really cool.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's dope hearing that track because one, you hear all of the signatures that are
Yep.
still present today in that song.
Yep.
And I had my nose, like I had the stank face on the whole time because I'm like, yep, that. More of that, please.
I've been holding that. I actually had my sister go to my storage and send me a bunch of my records out here, instead of me trying to bring a bunch at a time. So she just sent. Literally, I looked over and was like, "Oh yeah." She just sent that over to me. I don't know what made her pull that out. She just grabbed some records and just did it. So yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. You mentioned something about the reference track, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all have seen the story going around about Andrea Martin and her reference track for Robin S. "Show Me Love," and it's just so
Mind-blowing.
thought that was
but there's a lot of those stories are coming out. Like people have laid down tracks for other people, and production companies just were like, we'll just keep the essence there of the person that laid down the demo. But I'm glad that a lot of these stories are coming to light.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
think Robin S has been touring ever since that came out.
Off that record.
Off
Yeah,
that one
And
joint.
that ain't even your
20
voice.
years.
Well, she's actually what the
25
beautiful
years.
thing is, I think with Robin, she's also earned it too, right? Like
Yes,
Robin,
right.
they
Yeah.
clearly picked a vocalist that could mimic.
That's right.
They had to be like, you have to be able to sing this joint like that sounds on that record. Cause I never knew. I was just seriously like, whoa. And
Really?
then when we looked at the Apollo, I was like, oh, you can clearly hear how
She
the
can sing.
voice, how she
Yeah.
could sing, but the voices are different. And it's just like, wow. And Andrea Martin deserves her flowers for one. She's just done so much work.
Think about the work she did with Outkast alone. Like them
Yeah.
early
Wow.
days of, yeah, man, playing guitar. She is actually. I'm gonna give you guys a. Andrea is one of the She's playing the bass on Players Ball. That's
Oh
Andrea's
snap!
bass on Players
Wow.
Ball.
Oh
Yeah.
snap! I thought that
That
was
doesn't
Sleepy as
surprise
Spot
me.
playing the
That's
bass.
not
Wow.
Preston on that one. That's not Preston.
Oh,
That's
Preston,
Andrea
yeah,
Martin.
Preston Crump. Oh
Yeah, that's
wow.
not Preston. Preston's the
Wow.
only dude I
See?
ever seen could talk on the telephone, hold a full conversation, and be playing on beat. Like I've never seen nobody do that before. On the phone, yeah, man, baby, I love you, and ain't missing nothing on this side.
That's wild. That's
Yeah,
really wild.
for
Is,
real.
is she credited on the record for Players Ball?
That would be a great. That would be a great. That would be
I'm
a
gonna have to
great.
pull out my CD. I'm gonna
You
pull
should.
that
You
out.
Wow.
should. Yeah, that would be a great thing to know because I know for a fact that she played that on that thing, and many other industry people know that same thing. I think
Hmm.
it's time to take it back to the good brother Bruce.
All right. So today is the 78th birthday of one of my favorite musicians and songwriters of all time, and that is Mr. Marcos Valle from Brazil. And I'm going to take it back to his 1972 album, Vento Sul, which is Southern Wind in Portuguese. And the track I'm going to play is entitled Malena. Malena was the name of his then wife or child's mother. And the song is really just I don't want to say like a love song, but he missed her so much that he wrote the song because he had to spend time away to work on an album, or I forget what the entire story is. But yeah, it's a beautiful song, and this release was on Light in the Attic Records. They reissued 4 of Marcos's early to mid '70s LPs, and Brazilian music aficionados Alan Thayer and Greg Cass did translations and interviews with Marcos. So it's a really, really, really dope release. And Marcos still looks like this. 78, he still looks like this. If y'all want to go check my IG, I got a picture with the brother from a couple years ago.
Oh, I just saw that. I just saw that picture. Yeah.
But yeah, so here goes Marcos Valle with well, you know what? Let me hold my horses one moment. Since he's singing in Portuguese, let me just read the first couple bars of lyrics just so you can like have a picture of what he's saying. So he's saying that be aware that I'm done here and then I'm gonna head over there to where I can find peace and the time to sing. It's just that I got tired, kid. It's just that I got tired, kid. It's just that I'm going with God, kid. It was God who sent me heading there to the country in the country. So yeah, Marcos Valle with Malena.
Saiba que eu parei aqui e que eu vou partir pra lá, pra onde eu tenho a paz e tempo pra cantar. Que seu moço me cansei, que seu moço vou com Deus. Foi Deus que me mandou, vou partir pra lá pro campo. Do campo. Sempre gostei do sol, sempre gostei do céu, sempre gostei do mar, eu sou quem vem de lá. Meu amigo, eu vou chegar e me espere pro jantar. E parte meu lugar, eu vim morar no campo. No campo. E ninguém vai mandar no que eu quero cantar. Ninguém mais vai dizer o que eu devo fazer. Se Malena vier e o meu filho trouxer, aleluia, aleluia.
So yeah, that's Marcos Valle with Malena. And oh, look at that, there's a flute. Flute is my favorite instrument. But
It's that bridge.
yeah, man. So, and you hear him saying hallelujah, and at that part of the song, he's like he gets to see her again. You know what I mean? Hallelujah. You know, But yeah, it's such a dope release. That the album is incredible. Like I said, Light in the Attic reissued this along with three other albums from that period. And they're all phenomenal lyrically, musically, and they all have a different feel. Like this is kind of like a slightly like psychedelic rock album. I say psychedelic, but it's not too hard. It's not too heavy. He has like a more like soul based album. There's more one more with like a pop feel to it. You know what I mean? So it's really good stuff. And he's still making good music to this day. He never stopped making good music. He released 2 albums last year. I'm sure that he got more in his bag. I mean, he did a Sesame Street soundtrack. He's written for so many people. I mean, Marcos Valley, you know, happy birthday.
Bomb album. I really love that bridge that was toward the end of that song when it broke down. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's the one. So you samplers and stuff like that, I just gave you guys a treat right there.
I was just thinking that I'm surprised it hasn't been sampled.
Listen to my brain. Listen to my brain.
So actually, so it wasn't this album, but whoever produced for Jay-Z off the Blueprint 3 flipped the joint off of this album.
He did. He sure did.
Yeah. So
I can't remember the song right now off the top of my head.
I can't remember either.
Okay. Well, J Ray, let me see what you got, man. Q points came out dunking on folks at the first go round. We want to see what y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all coming through now.
So, it's continuing in kind of the spiritual vein too. I'm going to Detroit. So this is a limited pressing. This is like 6 of 50 for this record, but it's called Church Boy Lou. So yes, I see. Okay, so if you are familiar with Wajid, I almost played like a PPP joint.
I saw the joint in the background.
Yeah, I almost played that. But so like I said, I picked by decade. So now we're in the 2010s. So I decided to go to 2015, and I'm going to play All Right. So Paul Randolph is singing. So when we think about this particular record, I'm hitting the mic. We think about this particular record. It is the amalgamation of house, Detroit techno, and spirituals, Negro spirituals specifically. And that kind of amalgamation. So the joint that I'm going to play is All Right. And I do have it queued up. And you can see the vinyl is real dope. It's a white vinyl, which is hard to queue up, but I did it. And so, yeah, we're going to play a little bit of this joint. I want to let this joint go a little bit longer because it's a house joint and you need the intro and all of that stuff. So,
hey, you already prepped us. We know what to get down is. We know what it is.
And I didn't prep, and it's hard to cue. I didn't cue it.
It's
properly.
okay. Hey, it's okay. Let the spirit go on and let it.
Yeah. Here we go. So that was All Right from the Church Boy Lou project. I think it's available on streaming. But yeah, if you can hear that joint, it's 3 joints and then like a remix. It's a beautiful, beautiful project if y'all can pick it up. But it's by it's on Wajid's Dirt Tech Rec. Follow Dirt Tech Rec because he'll drop joints and they will be out of print in like 10 minutes after they drop. Wow. So you definitely want to get it. And I have so many Dirt Tech Rec joints because I just buy them all because they are just dope for no reason. So that was Church Boy Luke.
Hey.
That's a brother we got to give his flowers, man. I mean, he has just been so prolific, like the past at least decade and a half, at least 15 years. Like everything he touches is just I don't understand how he maintains such a level of quality. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, man. Highly recommended.
I know another brother, prolific in his own right. He goes by the name of DJ Sir Daniel. Yeah, come on, bro. You know you like my big bro. I can't call you my little bro. You my big bro. Yeah. I didn't realize you were that much older than me, sir.
Yeah. Who knew, right?
Who knew? Well, we know today. Oh, bless the Lord. What you got, man? What you got?
All right. So picture it. Brooklyn, 1988. So a young Sir Daniel is watching Video Music Box on a local channel in New York because MTV, first of all, we didn't have cable in the hood back then. And so all we had was Video Music Box. And Uncle Ralph McDaniels, the host of the show, introed a video. And he was like, the first thing he said was, "Look out, Salt and Pepper. There's some new girls on the block." And immediately my ears perked up and I was like, okay. So we're going to keep it in the Uptown MCA vein. And I'm going to bring out Finesse and Quiz, their first and only album, Soul Sisters. And here's the thing. So Uptown MCA was built on their backs along with Heavy D and the Boys. Marley Marl had a really big hand in early MCA records, Uptown MCA records. A lot of people, I don't know if they realize how many pots that Marley Marl had his hand in. He had Uptown, he had the Juice Crew, but anyway, that's another story. So I bring up Finesse and Quiz because their real names are Sydney and Shireen. Now, if you're a fan of 90s nostalgia movies, Sydney and Shireen, those are the main characters of House Party. House Party is legit, I believe, based on Finesse and Quiz, Sydney and Shireen. And it was actually, I believe, supposed to be including Groove Be Chill, who was also another act on MCA, but Groove Be Chill and Finesse and Quiz didn't have that polish. So, of course, Kid and Play, of course, had the polish that they were looking for. So they built the movie around them. And, of course, I think maybe Salt and Pepper might have been looked at for the role of Sydney and Shireen, but it didn't work out. So, of course, it went to AJ and Tisha Campbell to play Sydney and Shireen. So those are stories that a lot of people, I don't think they connect the dots to, because a lot of these young ladies, they came along and they kind of, they made an impact on hip hop. One thing I will say is that I think that these MCM suits are even more iconic than the music, because everybody is rocking these MCM Prince, Dapper Dan. These are original Dapper Dans that they're rocking. So anyway, I'm gonna play a cut off the album called Soft But Deadly. We got Ultramagnetic MCs on the production. Said G is on the SD20 on this production. So just check it out. Check it out when you have a chance.
Soft and warm, like quiet storm, pass me the mic, then I begin
in the transform into a prisoner of rapping. Now keep your fingers snapping. Yo, what if they try to find? Nah, ain't nothing happening, cause I'm around gangsters. I never hang this microphone up because no one's to bang this out of position. Stop and listen, this style is mine, and I know that you always wish that you could be me, and I don't blame you, cause if I wanted to be someone, I'd pick me too. Hey yo, don't interrupt, cause I'm a rock steadily. You call me softy, I'm soft but deadly. Cut it up, slice.
Yo.
Then you gonna hit us with the backspin like that?
I mean,
They can hit starting, man.
I had,
You got the video in screen, you got the backspin.
What the hell, man?
Yo.
yeah, that's
What
what
the
we got
hell?
to do. But
Listen.
yeah, ultramagnetic MCs on the production. Again, Andre Harrell.
Yep.
Harrell, his
Well-
legacy is super dope and deep.
His was crazy. Like I hear elements of like Big Daddy Kane's Raw and like
That's right.
some of the like foundation of that song. Like, yeah. And I don't think I've ever heard that, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I love that. That was dope.
Yeah.
Really? And you can find that's one of those records that you can go into a record store literally and you can just grab up right now. It'll be sitting in, I guarantee you, sitting in that record store right now. So if you guys do not know that record, please go buy it. Show us that again, Sir Daniel. It's
Yo,
also
look-
available on YouTube. And
Absolutely. Look at the detailing on the jackets though. They got the names in print. Yo, I wonder if they still have these because these Dapper Dans, I know they're probably worth a fortune now these days.
you know, all the Doughboys always wore the MCM jackets when I was a kid. Like that's how you knew the cats who had the money, who had them MCM suits and them Gucci suits. Oh yeah, gosh, man. I to this day still want an MCM jacket. I know. Is it Misa Hilton?
Misa Hilton, yeah.
Yeah, I know she's doing a lot with them right now.
Misa probably styled them. Misa's been around that long. Yeah.
You know what? That's probably right. Yeah, because that was her get down. I know Taz also was a part of MCM for a little second. He was designing some stuff. But yeah, okay. Since you just played that, you inspired me to reach off the shelf, and as I pull today, I pull Full Force Get Busy because that's a sound that you was just making me think of when you were playing that. These buff dudes, brothers and cousins, all literally used to take the music industry by storm, not only with their muscles, but their dripping wet Jerry curls. Come on, somebody. We getting ready to have us a little fun right now. This is Full Force. I'm going to play Unfaithful and listen to these uncle and granddaddy notes that they're about to hit right now. Oh, girl!
Don't even try it. Of course, don't buy it. Still busy. I can be the, I can be the same. I can be the unfaithful. I can be the, I can be the same. I can be the, I can unfaithful. I can be this. I can be the unfaithful. I find it funny when you call my name, and the name ain't even mine. I try to call you, but it's all in vain. Your phone is busy all the time, girl. All you wanna hear is I love you, my dear. But I can't love you and keep myself satisfied.
You know that should have been Lisa singing that.
You should show me how. You are willing to try because there is no way around it. Sooner or later, the truth will come out. You always try to deny it. So typical, you're always lying. But you fool around on me. So unfaithful. I can be the same way. Unfaithful.
I have questions.
So I got
I have
questions
questions.
too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
What you
so
got
many
for
questions.
I know y'all
time,
gonna ask me the
Bear?
questions
You
I'm
know what I'm
thinking
saying?
of.
Yo, so do you not hear
It's Sugar Walls.
no, not well that and
They gonna,
Shannon. Dun 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 dun
but you
dun
got to
dun.
remember, these are the architects of that entire sound.
A freestyle.
Yeah.
That
'Cause-
freestyle sound, this is freestyle
yeah,
right here. So
yeah,
everything that you hearing from them, the elements of freestyle, the Stevie B's and the Shannons
the
and
Shannons, yeah.
yeah, who else? Lisa and Cold
Expose.
Jam, Expose. This is the father of that style.
I agree. Full Force does not get enough credit.
Wow.
Like ex girlfriend, Cheryl Pepsi
Oh,
Riley.
come on,
I
man.
mean, their hands were in they were
I
producing for
mean,
everybody.
they had all the brothers walking bow-legged. At least Lou did.
Bow-legged Lou. Shout out to Bow-legged
I
Bow-legged
still bought
Lou.
mine a little bit, but yeah.
We're gonna kick your.
I just
Wow.
like them old them. This is when people weren't really like, you don't get all that extra auto tune. You don't
No.
get any of that. This is cats in the studio just riffing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
One
That's
layer
the
of
way you
vocals.
want it,
Yeah.
girl.
One
You know
layer
them,
of
them
vocals
like you
with
hitting notes
reverb.
that don't even come on. Don't nobody sing like that no more, girl.
Yep.
Like why you putting that extra on the girl, bro?
Girl.
Girl.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
but
right.
I miss this type of singing. I miss this type of production. I just
Yeah,
like this
man.
type of fun in music. So yeah, that's why I like to
Absolutely.
spin things like this because
I
yeah,
love that joint.
it just
I
feels
haven't heard
good.
that
It
in a
feels
minute.
good. Feels good. Bruce.
All right,
Somebody-
so
Somebody says Bruce has some mellow sounds for us. Yeah, yeah.
from one style to the next.
Oh Lord.
This is a little joint by. He was originally with a group. I'm trying to think of the name. Ross, Lambert, and Hendricks, Lambert, and Ross, something like that. Jazz vocal group in the '60s. They were like one of the first integrated, vocal groups because it was I don't know if it was two brothers or one brother and a white lady and a white dude. I don't know, but you know what I mean. They were kind of pioneers in a sense. And this is the Hendricks from that group, John Hendricks. And this is the album. This is the French pressing or UK pressing of an album. I'm not sure what the American name is called, but this is Bossa Man. And here on Bossa Man, it's funny because before we got on live, J. Ray was talking about he was possibly going to play a Joao Gilberto track. And this whole album is Joao Gilberto covers. And I had it already picked out. And so the track I'm going to be playing is entitled Samba of My Land. And it's just like a bouncy, playful bossa nova track with just some beautiful vocals. Daryle, you were just talking about the uncle and the granddaddy vocals. To me, it sounds like he would just be like a family member, who can sing half decent. He's more than half decent, but just singing over, some music on the radio or something like that. But I'm gonna stop all the fumbling and bumbling. Here's John Hendricks with "Samba of My Land."
Oh, samba down in Bahia, I can hear you call. We get to singing, all the people ball. When we get to singing, all the people ball. Oh, samba down in Bahia, I can hear you call. We get to singing, all the people ball. When we get to singing, all the people ball. Who does not like the samba is a soul incomplete and a little bit loony in the soul of the beat. I was born in the samba and I still have my sway. And from that crazy old samba, I never get away. Oh, samba down in Bahia, I can hear you call. We get to singing, all the people ball. When we get to singing, all the people ballin'.
So yeah, John Hendricks with Samba of My Land. And one of my favorite things about this track is like it almost sounds like he's rapping a little bit on the hook. It just has,
Yeah.
like a modern cadence to it, juxtaposed with just the soft background music. And I don't know, that to me is just it's very endearing. And I say it all the time on this show. I love things that just have like a warm, fuzzy, almost childlike quality to them. And I mean, this is that. Let me run this chorus one more
I
time.
never get away. Samba down in Bahia, I can hear you call. We get to singing, all the people ball. When we get to singing, all the people ball.
John Hendricks, Samba of My Land. Yeah. So nice little ditty,
Wait. I can't hear you.
Looks like the guys enjoyed that. There we go. Flip up the microphone. Y'all probably don't want to hear everything I probably said right before that, but that was pretty cool. That's pretty
cool.
That's pretty cool. Well, guys, let's get ready to go to our next guy right there. Brother J. Ray.
Yo, so I am pulling out. So in 2020, the band Sade decided that they were going to release all of their records up to this point. They remastered all of them. They and repackaged it in a package called This Far. Beautiful, beautiful vinyl copies of the record. So I decided. So I am. So I just did the 2010s. I'm now in the 2000s. At the top of 2000 actually, and I decided to go to Sade's Lovers Rock, and I decided to go to the title track. I don't know. There was something about that track that was speaking to me this week. So we are going to play that. And hopefully I queued it up pretty well. So we'll see. And no. See, I don't have the fancy. I can't like forward spin and do all that.
Hey, that was
Hey, Sir Daniel holding us all down.
I got you.
Can we get a little more volume?
Yeah, turn that up.
I am in the wilderness. You are in the music. In the man's car next to me. Somewhere in my sadness, I know I won't fall apart completely. When I need to be rescued, and I need a place to swim, I have a rock to cling to in the storm. When no one can hear me calling, I have you I can sing to. And then all this,
So yo,
and then all
I absolutely adore that song. And what I particularly like was it was released at a time when they were also incorporating some of the newer elements, some of the what they call chill elements that were happening in music at that moment. So you can hear the loop that's happening under it, but you hear the lush instrumentation that, that the guys are providing. So shout out to Sade, and that was Lovers Rock. So that was my selection.
Can I say that record always takes me back to my days at HMV Record Store at Lenox Mall.
You used to work there?
Absolutely. I worked there for about 3 years.
Hold on. Now, hold on. Time out on your thing. Was HMV was in the front of the mall, like where the old? Was that Sam Goody? Or because I've been trying to remember this for the last couple of weeks. I know it was a record store downstairs.
Yeah, that was FYE, or it was called Camelot before that.
Camelot Records was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Upstairs, right by valet parking, was
HMV Records.
HMV. Yep. That's where Aaliyah was. She did the album signing in it. Did you work with Kaya?
That name, wait, The name doesn't
She went to
s-
Spelman. Yeah, God, I loved her. That was a great
that name
group.
doesn't sound familiar, but yeah, I was there. Look, I was there for the Blue Cantrell record signing. I don't know if that matches up to the the Aaliyah.
Kaya was there during that.
Yes,
Really
I remember
short.
that name. Yep,
Yeah.
Kaya and Shayna and
Yeah, and Shayna. Yep.
yeah, Shayna went to Morris
Oh,
Brown.
That's
Yeah,
right.
those are all my
good
peoples.
stuff.
Yep,
Oh wow. See, small world. This is
very
why
small world.
music is the key, boys and girls. Now tell us that thought that you were getting ready to have on that record. I stopped you when you said it always reminds you of HMV.
No, it was just that it reminded me of my time there and how if you opened, you get to select what was played throughout the day until the second shift started. And
Wow.
so, without a doubt, when Lovers Rock dropped, like especially the girls like Shane and all them, they would always that would be their go-to pick to play throughout the day because we couldn't play anything with cursing in it.
Oh, that's man.
Yeah.
That was my favorite record store in Atlanta, man. Like, and
Oh
for those
God.
that don't know, like when Lenox Mall was when you didn't have
We,
metal detectors and stuff in there, you used to could valet park your car under
mhm.
this little. It was like a little bridge, like a well, not even a bridge, like an indention in front of the mall, and
Yeah,
that's
there
how you
were.
knew who had the money back then.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
have ballet back then, but yeah, before Atlantic Mall turned into the OK Corral.
Before
Yeah.
it turned into the it's not the valet that's right over across the street, but it
Yeah.
was literally a little valet strip right in front of the
Hmm.
mall. Yeah, man, you used to come meet everybody in that record store, man. HMV was that was one of the
That was
great
the
things.
spot. It was.
It was the spot,
I was
man.
broke, but I had a lot of fun working there, seeing everybody come through and getting free CDs and going to industry parties and whatnot. But
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then Tower was right across the street from y'all
Oh
before they
man,
moved, yeah, down the street from there. Ah,
those were the
old
days.
Atlanta
Yep.
memories. Old Atlanta memories.
Yes. Yes,
All right, what you
sir.
got for us, Sir Daniel?
All right. So, again, I like to talk. I like to tell stories or bring up facts about um, women who this industry's back has been built on. Right. So, the next MC, it goes by the name of LA Star, aka Lisa Alley Star. So I got to give you a little background. This is B Girls Live and Kicking, which I think may have been the first and only all women MC compilation record to ever come out from the 80s, right? This is on B Boy Records, which of course was home to KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions. So, and I think it was probably run by drug dealers, but anyway, that's another story.
Of
So
course
if
it
you look,
was.
you know it was. So if you look down here, we got Sparky D, and right here in the middle is LA Star, when she was a young chick trying to get money. So fast forward to the early 1990s, LA Star landed a record deal with Profile and released the album The Poetess. Now, out of all the New York, LA Star was coming with that real street game at the time. Like nobody else was really coming with street knowledge, kind of gangster rap, and she was from the Bronx. The sad tale about this record is that this is supposed to be her new start, right? Because she came from the mid '80s to now. From what I understand, the record label just did not appreciate her appearance. Like they fought with them over the video treatments. She only had like 2 videos. If you search it on YouTube, the record company hated it. They hated her look, everything. And you can tell when if you look at a lot of women that are featured on album covers, if they're larger, if the record company doesn't appreciate their style or their look, they tend to do these tight shots. Or you see how like her face is blued out and covered up. Same thing on the back. I mean, they show her cleavage, which is, which helps sell records, of course, to some people. But yeah, that's the story. But, after that, you never heard from LA Star again. But fast forward to 2008, her daughter ended up on the Miss Rap Supreme contest on VH1 and ended up winning. Her name was Reese Steele. And they brought up her mom.
Wait,
Yeah, Reese
that's
Steele.
Reese Steele, mama.
That's Reese Steele's mother. Yes, Lisa Alley Star, LA Star.
Oh,
And what's another funny thing, whenever I think of LA Star and her album The Poetess, I think of the poetess out of LA.
Yeah, that's homegirl.
That's just
Yeah,
how my mind works. But yeah.
yeah. Shout out to
So
poetess.
the song I'm gonna play is a real street tune. It's called My Tale, from LA Star.
Party, I play no favor, savor. That one my gave up. Finally got static, too automatic. But rush a show like a hip hop addict. I say a rhyme, the female, the soloist, poetic ingenuity. Find a poet, a circle, a group, a small association. My posse strong, a federation. Chaos, confusion, it's getting chilly. Light up a spit boy, fire get illy. Comical, humorous, it's simply funny. Smile on my face as I count up the money. Dominate, go off as I accelerate. No compromise, show you just gotta wait. Reality is pointing right in your face as you flex to the rhythm of my bass. Cause it's my tale, my side. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Cause it's my tale, my side. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Female aggressor, fly down compressor. Get up on the dance floor and then you test her. I start moving to provoke and arouse. I go the limit that the law allows.
That's just a taste. Lisa
That joint went
Star,
hard.
LA Star. Yeah. That one's produced by Dr. Shot, which is a name that I would hear floating around in hip hop circles a lot in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, really underrated, dope album from start to finish. Like, she addressed domestic violence in one of the songs. Like, she on the record, she's getting beat up by her man at the time. That's how raw her storytelling was. So and there's nothing you can find about her. Like, I don't know anything about her today. I don't know where she is. I just know that I think B-Boy Records did some type of recognition of all of their artists at one point, and I know Sparky D was there, but LA Star is a mystery. She's like completely stayed away from the whole industry, and it's just one of those stories of especially forgotten Black women in the industry. And those are the kind of stories that I tell on Wild Girl Wednesdays. But so yeah, that was my record, my last record.
Have you ever tried reaching out to her daughter?
I have not. But the last thing I heard, though, that their relationship was kind of strained. So
That's why I just shook my head, like, and I'll be quiet. I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about that offline. Yeah. Shout out to Reese Steele and her mother, though. LA Star.
LA Star. That
Yeah.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Reese is in the video, the Fade to Black video. She's a little itty bitty girl in the video. That's her.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Wow. Well, I'm getting ready to hit you guys with one of the hardest dudes to ever come out of the South. He goes by the name of, back then was Trick Daddy Dollars. And and the song I'm getting ready to play for you was really my favorite Trick Daddy song. It's called Change My Life. I love this joint, man. It comes from the year of our Lord 1988. And it sounds
Really?
a little, no, excuse me, 1998.
Oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say
Trick Daddy wasn't rapping in 88.
I was gonna say this was on Skywalker Records. Probably
He wasn't
right.
doing it in 88. You know how you have to hold on to them. No. All right, so let's go ahead and play this Trick Daddy right here. Changed my life.
Yeah, gotta change my life.
Lord knows.
Gotta change my life. Lord knows I ain't living right. Y'all know I ain't chilling right. Smoking out of the day.
Gotta use my
Gotta use my mind. Gotta find time to rewind. Cause I'm falling way behind. Me and my dog, we on the grind. Gotta change my life. Lord knows I ain't living right. Y'all know I ain't chilling right. Smoking out of the day. Gotta use my mind. Gotta find time to rewind. Cause I'm falling way behind. Me and my dog, we on the
Gotta watch my
grind.
back. Represent for the soul. Now come years older. Have boulders in the soda. Get rich with the motors. Not locked and chained. Keep running around. The phone is vain. It ain't no thing. Since the game is on. Spray game is on. Gotta watch my back. Gotta stack my flow. Gotta pay my bills. Need bread in the wheel. All to the old girl. So y'all freaks better chill. Now back to the game. Lots of us. Then the die.
ride for this, stay low, stay live for this. Got me on this survival, some type of educated ride. It all started with a thug with a heart. Took a trip with some heart, had to do it, he was scarred. Seen his mom in the park, tears dried up. Mom, what's wrong? Your son gone, is he ever coming back home? She said, you straight, young thug. She gave me a hug, I was there when you was gone. Now back to the street, We young brothers like me, gon' do what we got to do. You ain't none without your crew, but a light in the night, I don't think about you. In the bedroom tied up, with your mouthpiece wired up, with the safe in the floor and that, yeah, yo, that kept us fired up. And see, that's the truth. I done told my dog, this street thing ain't a game, but I'm seeing same. Young thug gets named for a little bit of fame and cocaine, trying to do things just for the Benzes and Beamers and thinking riches. Don't take your snitches and killers with triggers. Y'all watch y'all back, cause at the same time I'm trying to preach to you and release to you. Some things need, young thug with greed, gon' try to put the heat to you. Heat to you. Change my life.
That song right there got me through many a day in 1998. And that, man, the beat still rides to this day, man. It's just, I think a lot of that time people didn't realize cats from the South really had a lot to say in their rhymes, man. You may not, I think a lot of times people didn't identify with the twang or the sound of the, coming out of the voice. But I mean, that was a real street movie. He taught you about everything, but stay away from tricks. Stop, stop. You know what I'm saying? Be careful out there slinging your dope. And, get home to your mama. Like, all of this stuff is going on all in the rhymes, man. It's just all a matter of sometimes, man, it's the messenger, and people don't want to hear the messenger. But that message is universal for everybody. So, yeah, shout out to Trick, man, and everything.
That was kind of heavy on the Bone Thugs kind of flow, wasn't it?
Yeah. Trick had a little something for everybody. Because think, first record Trick put out was Scarred. You know what I'm saying? I bet you can remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Trick he makes the kind of music you can feel. There's a lot of artists that are in that lane to me, but Trick was one of those artists out the South at least early in his career. You could feel his stuff when he rapped, man, because you knew he was rapping from the heart. So yeah,
that was dope. I've never heard that song before, so thank you for hipping me to that. Yes,
bless the Lord. Welcome to Change My Life. Yes. In the name of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
What you got there, Bruce? Hallelujah.
All right, so
Bruce, what's your last song?
My final pick for the day, sticking on a bit of a Brazilian theme. It is an album by Kaotic entitled Amazonas. And this album is actually it's produced by the percussionist Ayrton, and it was arranged by George Duke. Now, I want to say George Duke also played on this album, but under the name of Daryle Gonga. There may have been some like contractual obligation or something. I don't know. But yeah, this album is my favorite Kaotic album. It's really dope, and I'm going to play the title track, which is Amazonas, which is a composition by the composer, pianist, João Donato, who is still alive and kicking, 80-some years old, and still making music to this day. So here we go with Kaotic, Amazonas. George Duke. So that's Kaotic with Amazonas. And a little fun fact about Cal right there. He actually grew up in the entertainment business. His parents were vaudeville entertainers, and he was actually a dancer as a child. So, and he turned into a drummer and vibraphonist. So Cal Jada, Amazonas.
Just
Extra
bringing us a
dope.
Crazy
little
record.
something, a little
Extra
something
dope.
extra. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And remember, everybody watching and listening to the show, some people are actually listening on SoundCloud right now because they're maybe listening in the future. And remember, you could always watch this show on YouTube also under the channel
Live.
They Might Be Taping. So you can go back and watch your favorite shows that you like to listen to the songs. And it's a visual show.
And shout out to everybody who's been chiming in along the way. We see y'all. Much love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Why you have to be LL right there? No, we see. Is that at the end of that, bro? Don't say we see y'all.
You know,
So, yo, my last track of the night. This was the kicker. This was the wild card. And I'm going to just go all the way in since we are here and y'all have been with us the whole night. So, the track that I'm going to play has actually in like the beginning of YouTube turned into an internet sensation because a video of this individual performing on New York Public Access became one of the most watched videos ever. And I actually have the vinyl. I'm going to play Moi Renee's Miss Honey. So, yes, I'm going right here. I'm going to Moi Renee.
Like say, y'all know something that we don't know. What the hell
So-
is going
it
to
is.
happen? Oh,
So here's the
It's
deal
hilarious.
about this
okay,
track.
okay, all right, let's check it out.
So the deal with this track is there was for a hot minute in the 1990s, as house music was getting into finding its groove in the mainstream, there were subgenres of house music, particularly in like the queer community. There was a subgenre that this song arguably sparked, and it was called bitch music. I Got My Education, if you've ever heard that song by Uncanny Alliance,
Yep.
fits right into this category. Uncanny Alliance was kind of like the major label version of this, but this track was not that. It was underground track. It was on this record label called Project X Records, and the artist was this drag queen named Moi Renee, and I am playing Miss Honey as my final track of the night. This is from 1992. And actually, what surprised me about this track, because I had only heard it on YouTube, is I'm like, oh, this is a bop. I get why this was like a thing in the club. So we're going to play a little piece of this. And Miss Honey by Moi Renee.
Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey. Don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey? I know you hear me calling you Miss Honey. The bitch knew that I'd be back. She knew that I was not gone long, Miss Honey. Miss Honey. I told the bitch that she should stay. I warned the bitch she should not stray, Miss Honey. Miss Honey. Now I'm back and she is gone. Yes, I'm back and wanna
sorry.
talk. Miss Honey. Miss Honey. Where's the bitch? She's got some nerve. Here I am and feeling fierce. Miss Honey.
Listen,
Miss Honey.
Moi Renee, rest in peace to Moi Renee. Moi Renee died in 1997. And Miss Honey was, like I said, became an internet sensation because she appeared on a public access. So you could go to YouTube right now and watch Moi Renee.
You got the big
and
stack
her
green
background
rig.
dancing, the
Yeah.
big
Is it this
stack
song?
green rig.
Is it that
This
song?
song, she's literally performing
I want to see that.
Miss Honey live in front of a studio audience at
That's
this
hard.
public access channel, and I was like, I need to track down this song, and because it's rare, but when I got it, I was like, oh, this actually, I get why this was a thing in New York clubs at the
Yeah,
time.
you can
So
hear.
1992, New York City, Moi Renee,
I'm
Miss
adding that
Honey.
one. I'm adding that one to the. I like that. I just like. I know y'all saw me laughing, but it just caught me off guard when I heard that first one, Miss Honey. Like when I
Yes.
heard
Yeah.
that first one, that's I was like, whoa.
Yeah, when you see the performance, you're gonna laugh even more because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Oh
funny.
man, I can't wait to
Classic,
check this
classic,
out, man.
classic joint. So shout out to Moi Renee. So yeah,
All right,
that's my
well, you
last joint of
know,
the night.
hey, boy, we've been put on some good music here tonight. So
Telling
there
you,
you. Oh man, that was the one right there. I
you
think
never know
right
what
now,
key
if
points
we
could
have a
be.
title belt to give right now, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, you
Is
never
there an
know.
album cover for that?
There's no album cover. No, this was like one of them joints that it's like it was just put out on the label. So it's
You know
just
what? I'm
that.
gonna see if I can try to find that. I'm just gonna try to find a 12 in a sleeve. If I can find a 12 in a sleeve, that's gonna be the cover of the show.
Yeah,
I
no,
like,
you
yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
There, you won't find a sleeve for it. It's like one of them joints that it was a very basic cover, but yeah, there's only like
That's
two
great.
other tracks that Moi Renee appeared on, and I have the other one. There's a third that is harder to find, but yeah, Moi Renee appeared on a couple of joints back in the day.
All right,
So there we go.
all right. Let me
That's
see
our
if we
last
can-
joint.
All right. Well, only Sir Daniel and me can beat. Well, I can't technically. I can't. So only Sir Daniel can beat you right now. Let's see what Sir Daniel got. I'm gonna have to turn it because y'all came out swinging on us. So I'm gonna make y'all turn on each other, man. Get him, Sir Daniel.
All right. All right. So, growing up in Brooklyn really informed my love for hip hop. And it was so close by, like this particular when we think about hip hop cliques and power groups, a lot of people don't talk about first priority music. Now, if you're talking about like before the Firm, before Young Money, before all of those people, there was the first priority music family. And like their offices were so close by, like I could walk to their offices and like I would try to see if I could see MC Light or anybody hanging around, because I was just that much of a hip hop fiend at that age. So they released in '88 a compilation called Basement Flavor. This particular album contains the duet between MC Light and Positive K, I'm Not Having It. It introduced us to Positive K. It introduced us to the Alliance. But along the lines of Wild Girl Wednesdays, which is coming back soon, I want to introduce, this album introduced an international star by the name of Michie Me. If Michie Me is in the 80s, it was to Toronto what Drake is today. Okay. And Michie Me name still holds weight in Toronto like crazy. She's a radio host, but she started out as a rapper, an MC. KRS-One introduced her on a record called Elements of Style on one of his compilation records. And anyway, so the song I'm about to play is called Victory is Calling. And prior to, I think maybe Queen Latifah and Moni Love were the only two female MCs that did a duet. But this is one on this song, you can hear MC Light in the beginning kind of giving Michie Me the alley-oop as well as the cosign and introducing her to the United States. And this, I don't know how well it did outside of New York, but like certain people, real heads know about this particular album, and the cut I'm about to play is called Victory is Calling. And here we go.
One stop, Mr. Driver. When you want to get off, eh? Beat factory. Okay.
Are you that King Lou? I know you're rich. You never hear something check out from a long time.
Oh, you're that this?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna see you come kick my dog. Sure. Well, I'm massive, hold tight, crew. You know, it's a mission me and Ella love win up the cup. So I'm mud up, y'all don't feel nowhere. Kawa on the song read. Maximum 60, how it is. That's where this rhythm.
All
women, yes, roar. Coming out fresh and fly than we did before. This is MC Light on the mic with an appetite to see a fellow female do it right like this. Down to the marrow of the bone. Michie Me shake the microphone and do a mic check and earn the respect with the rhyme. Miss you, tell them what it's gonna be. Victory. I step a little word. It makes me, mission me get heard. I respect the female from land to land. So, Howard, take this harpy's hand, but you can't. The poet isn't with you. Cat got your tongue when the style was flung, and all other sucker MCs get hung with a chain of lyrics linked like a ball. My style is a weapon, your head will record. Mission me is a giant, evading a void. In a world of style, this one stands alone. Mission me is from Toronto, no American clone. Cause I possess artist materials. You try to beat the factory, I blow you to oblivion. Oblivion? Oblivion. Mission, here we go again. You ready? The label is first. Priority. Killing the majority with power and glory. In the 90s, it's Mission me and foes are all history. I'm burning like a nova, decaying you away till your crisp as a chip made by Frito-Lay. Escape the prophecy, impossibility. Mission me falling, no, it's just victory calling.
So as you can hear, Mishimi is from Jamaica, and so she integrated that Jamaican reggae chat into her rhymes, and like that really set her apart. And you can the second single that really like rang off in Brooklyn was a song called "On This Mic," because towards the end, the beat changes and goes straight into a pat 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 reggae beat. And she starts toasting, and it's just like it completely rang off in the dance halls of Brooklyn back in the 80s. But yeah, to this day, Mishimi is like a celeb in Toronto. Like you go in Toronto, you mention Mishimi, be like, oh yeah, she's an OG, she's an icon, and she really put on for Toronto and came stateside and did her thing. And you heard the beat changes and everything in the record, so it was just super dope. Like I think that particular song was kind of ahead of its time.
That was
Classic.
hard. That was hard. Shout out to Mishi Me. What you guys think? Anybody got any thoughts before we flip and go to the last song of the day?
Dope. I'm getting put on tonight because I remember that compilation, but I don't remember that single. And I love the transition from Light into Michi Me. So classic.
Yeah, that intro was dope. I really like how you said, Daniel, how she kind of, Light kind of gave her the props going into it. That was a dope little alley-oop she did.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and close this thing out. I'm going to play my last song. It comes from the UK. I say that every show. I love the sound that comes out of the UK. I love that type of R&B, And the song's called Good Lovin' by Dave Collins. Let's just go ahead and taste it. I think I've played it on this show before, but if I did, who cares? Because the show is mine. And Bruce's. And Blaze's. And everybody's.
Nah, you never played this.
Uncle riffs.
Oh yeah. The love I've been searching for is here at last. Yearning for something more is a thing of the best. I know she's the one. I wanna see when the day's done. No, I don't need to wonder why. 'Cause my heart is satisfied. Baby gives me good, good loving. She's always on time. She gives me plenty kiss and hugging. She's got love so fine, so fine, so
This don't sound like World of Wheels.
My lady knows I really care.
Dave Collins, Good Lovin'. some of my UK R&B. You know, that's that lane I like to spin in, man. I like to stay in that lane because that's so Daryl.
That's a
We
vibe.
lost one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's
Uh-oh.
all right. That's all right. We
So
bind the devil, and see, I told you, he came right back. You see, right when I bound the devil, see what happened?
Mhm.
Had to
We back. I
bind
was
that,
just
man.
switching stuff over. I was
Come
like,
on, man. We had to bind that. No. But yeah, that's just a little something out of the UK. Dave Collins, good loving. Yes.
I have the same affinity for UK joints like you do, Daryl. Like
Yeah,
UK
man.
hip hop, R&B, love
Yeah.
it.
oh
Yeah. Just
yeah.
beautiful sound.
Same thing, man. Like through, especially during the like '90s. Like actually
Mhm.
one of my goals was like move to London and make music. I didn't know what I meant, but I was like, go do that because that sound over there was just everything that
Yeah.
I needed.
Yeah, that's
Still
hard.
special to this day. They got a lot of dope stuff going on to this day.
Yeah.
To
They
this
sure
day.
do.
Yeah,
They
man.
To
sure
this
do.
day.
Hey, well, you know what? This has been very beautiful today. Not
Amazing.
only, especially this was especially important for me because I hadn't had the opportunity to really chop it up with the brother, the good brother right here, man, Sir Daniel. And you know, when I saw Sir Daniel was doing something, I was like, you know what? How can I like just show my love to what my brother's doing? So, you know what I'm saying? I just thought it would be cool to have you guys like join the show. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's always been a pleasure spending with you, Sir Daniel. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. And I can't wait for us to do it again. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, J Ray and I were talking, and we're hoping that we could return the favor and you guys come join us on Q Points at,
Yeah.
on a Thursday evening.
Yes.
Let's work that out.
Yep.
Yeah, when Blaze gets back, we'll make sure we set that up for
Mm-hmm.
something that could work with, everyone's schedule.
For sure.
Yeah, that's very good. I like what you guys are doing. You guys make sure that you support. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let them tell it because they could tell it better than me.
So,
Go ahead, J Ray.
everybody, please, first and foremost, follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram at Q Points, on Twitter at Q Show, and we're at Q Points on Facebook for those of you who use Facebook. And what we really want you to do is head on over to qpoints.com. You can become a Q Points insider. So Sir Daniel and I are building out what some of the other stuff is. We got some other stuff that we are working on and planning, and we're inviting people into our world as well. So come on over to qpoints.com and become an insider, but you could check out the show weekly. So if you become an insider, you could just watch it on the website, but we want to chat with you. So we do it weekly on Facebook on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, although this Thursday will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But check us out at Q Points, and we would love to have you. And yeah, thank y'all so much for having
This has
us.
been an
man. This
honor
means a
for
lot.
sure.
No,
Absolutely.
you guys
Yeah.
definitely. Question: do you? So to be a part of your show, you have to have Facebook then to be on your show. 'Cause
Not to be no, we got you. We
Oh,
we
I was about to say, I
have a
don't have
system that we can bring you into. You don't
Oh,
have
okay,
to.
okay. I'm about to
All
say.
right,
No.
cool. Perfect.
No, we blast out to Facebook, but you
Oh.
you would join us much
On-
like
on
we're
your-
joining you on.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
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 posted
yeah,
through it.
yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
man.
oh no, I'm not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
No. You know, yeah.
You can do all the same stuff.
Oh,
All the
okay,
same
okay.
stuff.
So, Sir Daniel, you guys have anything going on this weekend? I know Bruce got something going on at the end of the month. We can get that later. But you guys have anything else going on? Before?
So I'm pretty certain. Well, I heard from my brother Johnny Dynamite. We got Vinyl and Vibes, Sweet 16 this Sunday,
Oh, wow.
and I'm on the lineup. So I'll be spinning, doing a set at Vinyl and Vibes this Sunday at I Lounge in Glenwood in East Atlanta. Follow our brother Johnny Dynamite at Vinyl and Vibes if you're in the Atlanta area. It's Sunday evening. It's a really nice time. It's a bunch of us like-minded individuals that just love music. You never know who's going to play what, and it's just a really good time. Just Daryle has graced the stage there. Bruce Phillips has killed it,
Yeah.
and so I'm just going to come along and, play a couple records for y'all myself.
Oh man, every time you spin, man, it's always a great time. So I know that's definitely not going to be uh, anything short of nothing but the greatest set people ears have heard. J Ray,
Appreciate
what you
that.
got? You got anything going on outside of the
No,
show?
no. Well, there's always something, but no. Main thing. So for me, actually, oh, I got stuff this week. So not only do I have Q points this week, I actually will be having a conversation with the Bayard Rustin LGBTQ chapter of the A. Philip Randolph Institute. We're going to be having a conversation about hip hop and homophobia. So that's on Thursday. That's actually on Facebook. You can watch, but I'm going to be on there. I'm actually up
Wow.
myself, Dr. Mark Anthony Neal. Oh my goodness, and the other, oh my God, the other panelists I'm blanking on, but that is going to be this. I know it's just always a thing, but that's this Thursday at 7 o'clock before we do Q points, and so yeah, that's what I got going on this week. So we're gonna be chopping it up and having some conversation about hip hop history, HIV, homophobia, the whole thing. So yeah.
Is that going to be live streamed?
It is going to be live streamed, so I'll make sure that I'll put up something on my page as well, so folks can watch it on the live
And
stream.
I'll have they might be taping people.
Yeah.
They'll post it in the stories also for you.
Cool. Thank y'all so much, man.
Yeah,
So yeah, that'll be
they're
on
probably
Thursday.
they're watching right now. So yeah, they just heard me. Ain't no, I don't need to even to say I'll have
Hey,
them.
yo.
Well, do it.
Daryl got a whole staff. That's what y'all
Yeah.
don't know. Daryl got a whole staff of
Bruh,
people back there.
it's getting that way. You know me, Sir Daniel. I'll just fall off the face of the earth and won't nobody know or hear from Bruce. No, too. Won't nobody know or hear from me. But I'm trying to set it up right now just to get people like that because I feel that coming right now. Like I can really feel it
The
when I start
mastermind
getting
effect.
away. Yeah,
As
like
our
it's
brother
almost to the
Ox would
point to
say.
where you won't see me at all. Like I didn't even post on I looked on my page. I was like, when did I post this? When they reposted your that you guys were going to be on the show
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
week.
yeah.
I was
Hmm.
like, when did you all post? Like I didn't even know I posted anything. So yeah, like it's getting to the point to where yeah, me and social media, I'm just kind of pulling back, but I need that every now and then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just to
You
kind of
got to self care.
yeah,
Absolutely,
self care.
man.
2020, I'm
Protect
telling
your
y'all.
energy.
Yes.
2022, I got good Daryl energy coming for y'all, but
Ashe.
yeah, not right now, y'all. I love
He said not right
it.
now.
Not right
You need to
now. No.
recharge.
Yeah,
Bruce, what
yeah,
you got going on?
yeah.
I'm just living my life. Probably gonna be eating some of this Big Boy barbecue sauce on
See
something at
that?
the house. Shout out to Big Boy barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
On the 25th, I'm gonna be playing in East Atlanta at the Southern Feed Store for the East Atlanta Strut festival that's going on. So I got that going on. That's the next little thing. I'm gonna try to actually pop out then to I lounge for a quick moment if I'm able to on Sunday. But yeah, man, I'm just keeping it low key. I got some records I gotta organize, and
Oh man, tell me about it.
some things I'm trying to work on. So yeah,
Well, shout out to everybody doing everything this weekend. Be safe, everybody. Mask up. Do whatever you do, but just be safe.
Yes.
Um, Shout out to Vinyl and Vibes. You said this is number 16 coming up.
16.
Yeah, Sweet 16. Yep.
Wow, that's
It's
crazy. Like,
shout out
didn't
to
we
Johnny Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much all of us on here did number one, didn't we? Then you, Bruce, you did one, didn't you?
I think I was on one. I
You were
think I
on
did.
one, and weren't you on one too?
I
Sir
think
Daniel?
I think I may have one. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you were on one. I was on one. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, yep.
we were all on the very first one.
Deliver
That's
and
good.
here he is at 16
16.
down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, number 16.
Shout out to Johnny Dynamite.
Man,
Yeah,
shout out to
shout out
him,
to
man.
that, brother.
Keep your movement going on. And shout out to you guys, man. I love what you guys are doing. Keep pushing, everything that you guys are doing, man. Being a strong, positive voice, especially in a day and age where, people aren't speaking up. So
Hmm.
just shout out to what you guys are doing. Love to what you're doing. If you are watching this, I know people audibly are like, what did they do? Well, they have a podcast called Q Points Podcast. That's at Q Points. Make sure you follow them on Instagram. There you can get all the links. Follow at DJ Sir Daniel. Follow at J Ray is the name. All of that will be available on the SoundCloud page. Just click it, follow them, support Q Points, support their movement because they're doing some big things out here, man. And Bruce, man, next week we got Blaze returning to the screen, man. So we're gonna have a little
Hey,
fun, man. It's gonna be like a family reunion. Um, our two guests these past couple weeks have definitely held it down, man. Like good guests, like
Shout out to Jay Lee.
2 points and
Shout
Jay
out to
Lee.
Jay.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, guys, thank you for just getting down with us. And this has been,
absolutely.
I forgot what episode this is of Music is the Key, but you will see it as soon as it's time for
29.
you to see it. Something like that.
29, yeah.
29.
Congrats.
All right. Well,
Wow.
then,
J Ray, we got some catching up to do.
We got some catching up to do.
oh, yeah. Bless the Lord. Bless him. Bless him.